Thank you for bringing this ballistics report to my attention, Stryker. It's a mighty interesting document, just as you promised it would be. Now, the charge is first-degree murder, is it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, I trust your case is not too heavily dependent on this ballistics report, son.
Well, we do have other evidence.
Well, I reckon. I mean, what the man says here is that there's no way on earth that he can match the bullet fragments from the victim's body with bullets fired from the defendant's rifle. Tell you the truth, son, I'm surprised you didn't see fit to volunteer this information to the court.
Your Honor, this report is only tentative. The fact is, ballistics didn't have adequate material to go on. The larger portion of the bullet was never recovered,
I
therefore...
can read, Mr. Blackwell. Now, the report further states that the pattern of lands and grooves found on the fatal bullet fragments are much sharper than those on test bullets fired from the defendant's rifle. I mean, doesn't that mean that the fatal shot had to have come from a newer rifle?
Well, it may seem that way, Your Honor,
Don't trifle with me, son. You're trying to present this court with a case that has enough holes in it to drain a Louisiana swamp. No bullet correlation? Negative paraffin tests on the defendant's face and hands? No evidence placing the defendant in the Trent Insurance Building?
But the defendant was arrested within minutes.
I'm well aware that the defendant was placed in the World Building at the approximate time of the shooting, along with 100 other people.
Your Honor, would the court entertain a motion to dismiss charges against the defendant?
Your Honor, that would be disastrous. You can't allow it.
Can't, Mr. Blackwell?
Well, I mean, if we had that larger fragment, I'm sure we'd be...
If you want an exhumation order, ask for it. But in the meantime, while I think dismissal would be premature, I'm certainly not going to hold a man in jail on the evidence that you've showed me.
Your Honor, may I remind you that the man that was killed was Alexander Wheeler?
You don't need to remind me of that, Mr. Blackwell. He was a friend of mine. He was a good man. This city will miss him. But that doesn't make new law. All right, gentlemen, I think the court has reached a decision.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
What was all that whispering about?
The judge has decided to set bail, Mrs. Wheeler.
No, he can't. Isn't there any way you can stop it?
No, not now. I wish I could tell you differently, but our case just isn't strong enough yet. However, there is one way.
Do anything you have to, only do it quickly.
I thought you'd feel that way. I'm going to ask for an exhumation order. We have to match that larger fragment with Marshall's rifle. If it can be matched, which I hope.
No, I couldn't allow that. No, well, you don't sound very sure, even of that.
I'm not. But it's our best hope.
I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to think about this. Well, why weren't all the fragments recovered in the first place at the autopsy? Isn't that the normal procedure?
Oh, yes. I don't know why it wasn't done. You'd have to ask the medical examiner about that.
Oh, honey, you should ask Kevin. He performed the autopsy himself.
Rena?
I don't understand what all this means. I'll have to ask Mr. Wheeler's nephew what he thinks. It's very confusing. I don't want Alex disturbed. But I want even less for Justin to walk away from his murder a free man.
But I need your answer as soon as possible, Mrs. Wheeler.
You'll have it as soon as possible.
Can I leave now, Stryker?
No, not yet, but as soon as I arrange to have the bail set, then you can. I'll get that ball rolling right away.
Thank you, Stryker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, honey, I just can't wait to get you free.
Thanks.
Hey, I know what. Why don't we celebrate? Tonight, What do you say? It's been so long since I've had anything to celebrate about. I think I'm getting rusty.
No, not just yet. I have to get out from under this murder charge yet.
Oh, you. I mean, first it's Alex Wheeler, then it's this dumb murder charge. I mean, when am I ever going to get you between obsessions? I'm beginning to think that you really don't want to celebrate with me at all.
Rena, you know, there's nobody I like laughing with better than you. We'll celebrate.
All
As soon as I'm cleared.
Good. It's a promise? I know you're a man of your word.
You just keep that fire burning. Right now, I've got to get over to KVIK, see if Sam has found out anything.
He's not here.
Wait a minute. Slow down now. Look, what's Clipper Curtis doing working here in the first place?
Guilty.
Don't tell me you hired him.
Well, it seemed like a good idea at the time. He applied for the job that Justin gave up.
After Alex had him fired, right? I mean, didn't you think he might be a bad risk?
He had natural talent and a big following from his Houston Oilers days. Okay, all right. Maybe I was a bit hasty. Maybe all he wanted to do was get close to Justin.
So we'd have a fall guy, huh?
I guess.
Hey, Curtis.
Hi, man.
Yeah, man, why don't you join us for a minute in Sam's office, all right?
Gee, I got a deadline here, and I really don't
Forget
have
the deadline.
Come on, just a private little talk for old time's sake, all right?
Gee, I didn't know you cared, man.
Oh, I care, man. I care very much, man. Get in there.
Remember this?
What's that?
Sales receipt for a .30-06 caliber sporting rifle purchased by one Clipper Curtis less than 2 weeks ago.
You want to tell us, Curtis? Is that the receipt for the rifle that shot my uncle?